On this day in 1983, Brian McClair scored 4 goals in a 6-2 win over Dundee at Dens Park. The events of the summer of 1983 left Celtic in shock as first the hottest property in British football, Charlie Nicholas, and then manager Billy McNeill headed for the exit. Almost unnoticed, they were followed by George McCluskey. Days before he left, Billy McNeill signed 19-year-old Brian McClair from Motherwell for £75,000, a tenth of the fee received for Nicholas. It's fair to say it was an underwhelming signing, despite his hat-trick against Rangers and double against Celtic in quick succession the previous season. New manager Davy Hay knew McClair well from his spell in charge of Motherwell, but still wanted to further strengthen the front line and splashed out £100,000 on 24-year-old Jim Melrose from then First Division Coventry City. Up until the match at Dens Park on the 24th of September, Melrose had scored 4 goals, while McClair had made only sporadic appearances, mostly as a substitute, and had scored once in the Glasgow Cup against Partick Thistle on the 9th of August. McClair was given his chance at Dens Park after Frank McGarvey was injured playing for Scotland against Uruguay in midweek, leaving him with 6 stitches and a thigh wound, and he joined Melrose in the forward line at a venue that had proven difficult for Celtic over the previous few seasons. Celtic lined up Bonner, McGrain, Whittaker, Aitken, McAdam, McLeod, Provan, McStay, Melrose, Burns, McClair. Subs, Sinclair, Halpin. Despite early pressure, Celtic couldn't force a breakthrough and Dundee went ahead on 19 minutes from the penalty spot. The equaliser came from Tommy Burns with a rocket shot on 32 minutes, and Celtic took a lead into the interval when Brian McClair scored his first league goal for the club 6 minutes from the break, with his half-hit shot squirming under the keeper's hands on its way in. McClair hit a stunning second-half hat-trick, including a diving header from a Burns cross and 2 neat finishes after through balls from Paul McStay. Jim Melrose made it 6 with a delicate lob over the keeper on 80 minutes. Dundee finished the scoring a minute later, Ian Ferguson putting away his second penalty of the match. The career trajectories of McClair and Melrose went in opposite directions from there. Melrose gradually fell out of the first team picture and is now best remembered for throwing up in the centre circle before kick-off at Tannadice, then making an obscene gesture at his own fans after scoring a late consolation goal in a 2-1 defeat on the 8th of October 1983. He was sold to Manchester City in November 1984 and went through spells at Charlton, Leeds United, Shrewsbury Town and Macclesfield Town before retiring in 1990. Brian McClair went from strength to strength after his 4 goals at Dens Park. Playing either as a striker or midfielder, he was top scorer at Celtic in each of his 4 seasons at the club and signed for Manchester United in 1987. He was the first United player to score 20 league goals in a season since George Best in 1987-88, and playing in midfield alongside Paul Ince was a regular in their first league championship win in 25 years in 1992-93. He was a first-team player at Old Trafford for almost 12 years.